I love and I support my sister in each and every way, and I'll continue to do that. I just think we're all in a process of healing. I just simply wanted to be a good sister, and I really, since I was a very little girl, have just wanted my family to be a family. That's all I can ever ask for in this family that is mine. That was my voice, and that was my truth, and I'm allowed to have that, even if it's messy, even if it might hurt some people's feelings. We do have the same parents, and that very much makes us sisters, and I love and support my sister, and I respect her healing process and however she has to work through things.
Remember when Britney Spears' name was everywhere, but not for music, not for awards, not for chart-topping hits? No, for personal struggle, family conflict, and some of the most talked about drama in recent pop culture history? Well, then you already know the Spears family saga is one of the most complicated stories in celebrity history. But just when you think you've seen every twist, something new happens that shocks fans all over again. And the latest chapter might be one of the most controversial yet. See, it all started recently, when Britney Spears was in the news again, not for singing, not for performing, but because of a serious legal situation that has put her life back under a microscope. Reports say Britney was arrested after being stopped for allegedly driving under the influence. Cops pulled her over because she was driving erratically. They say she showed signs of impairment. She was cited and released, but the aftermath was anything but quiet. Suddenly, the world was flooded with headlines about Britney again, and fans everywhere were talking about what this might mean for her life, her future, her well-being. Now, most people would think this would be a moment for family to rally around her to show support, try to be there for her publicly, especially if you're a sister. Especially if you're someone who grew up in the same spotlight, the same fame, the same struggle. But instead, what happened next shocked a lot of people. Because just a couple days later, Britney's younger sister, Jamie Lynn Spears, did something online that fans could not ignore. She posted to Instagram, not a public message of support, not a prayer emoji, not even a simple thinking of you. No, nothing like that. Instead, she shared photos celebrating her wedding anniversary with her husband. But here's where it gets interesting. The story didn't just have pictures, it had music, and the exact song she chose was none other than Rehab by Rihanna. Yes, Rehab. A song so symbolic that anyone who's followed Britney's journey knows it became practically an anthem for her struggles with personal and mental health challenges. A track about trying to pull yourself out of pain, trying to heal, trying to move on from something that's eating you up inside. And the internet exploded. Because people didn't just hear that song, they interpreted it. They saw a direct, whether intentional or unconscious, reference to Britney's past. Whether it was a jab, a subtle commentary, or just an extremely tone-deaf song choice, fans lost it. People started saying things like, did she just post Rehab after Britney's arrest? Is she trying to tell the world something? Does she even know what's going on with her sister? And that's when the phrase, "can't read the room," started trending across social media. Because, let's be real, you don't post a song about rehabilitation and emotional recovery on Instagram right after your sister was literally in the news for a serious arrest. You just don't. At least, that's what fans said. But to understand why this struck such a nerve, we have to go back a little further. We have to talk about the Spears family history because this isn't happening in a vacuum. Take a trip back to 2007 or 2008. Britney, then a global superstar, is dominating the charts. But behind the glitz and glamour, things were already starting to fall apart personally, documented highly publicly. She had breakdowns. She had personal struggles. She was in and out of treatment centers. She lost custody of her kids. Things got so chaotic that in 2008, Britney was placed under a conservatorship, meaning her father and lawyers had control over her finances, her career decisions, even her personal life. It was controversial, it was invasive, and eventually, after years of legal battles and public outcry, Britney finally fought her way out of it in 2021.
And Jamie Lynn?
Throughout that conservatorship period, fans accused her of not doing enough, not speaking up publicly to support her older sister, not condemning the system that controlled Britney's life, even going as far as defending the family that kept Britney in that legal arrangement. And whether you agree with that or not, the internet hasn't forgotten it. This long-standing tension, with fans feeling like Jamie Lynn was unsupportive during some of Britney's lowest moments, laid the foundation for how her recent rehab post was received.
I do want to just focus on maybe, what it is that I've done and said is already out there. I don't know aspects. I just have to leave it where it is because those conversations are meant to be personal. And all I can focus on now is really what I'm doing with, my girls, my husband, and obviously the work that I'm doing now. But I think there's nothing but love there for me in all areas.
No words. I was so surprised, and she was so cute, and she had the little devil look in her eyes.
Because fans aren't just reacting to the song itself. They're reacting to years of perceived silence, non-support, and social media choices that felt out of touch with Britney's struggles. Then comes Britney's arrest. And instead of posting a message of concern, a prayer, a supportive shout-out, a simple sign of unity, Jamie Lynn picks a celebratory wedding anniversary post with this symbolic track. And to many fans, it felt like a total lack of empathy, a lack of awareness, a complete failure to read the room. People started calling it tone-deaf. People started calling it insensitive. People started dragging the post online with comments like, "This is not the time for rehab. She really picked rehab after Britney's DUI news? Does she even care about her sister?" Fans dug deep into the lyrics. They tried to read into the symbolism. They tried to decode if it was purposeful or if it was just a massive coincidence. And that's where things got even more chaotic. Some people defended Jamie Lynn, saying maybe she just likes the song. Maybe it was random. Maybe it wasn't meant to target Britney at all. But even that argument didn't stop the backlash. Because when your family member is in distress, most people don't pick a song about emotional breakdowns as a wedding anniversary soundtrack, at least not without explanation. And let's not forget that Britney hasn't been silent either. In the past, she's made posts calling out family members for not supporting her. She's blasted perceived disloyalty, and she's demanded transparency. In 2021, she famously said her family didn't help when she needed them most, and that they saw her struggle and did nothing. That's a quote that fans are still using to explain the current reaction. So now we're in 2026. Britney's arrest pushes her back into the headlines. Jamie Lynn responds, or doesn't respond, with this Instagram post that's linked with rehab. And the internet goes insane. The reactions are relentless. Some say Jamie Lynn just doesn't get it. Some say she can't read the room. Some say she's tone deaf to her sister's pain. Others say she's being unfairly dragged for something innocent. But the truth is, fans see a pattern, a history, a long narrative that is built up layer by layer, over years of public missteps, silence, and controversial choices. And listen, we haven't even talked about Britney's personal statements. Shortly after the arrest story broke, Britney's rep came out and called the arrest inexcusable, while also saying she would cooperate with the legal process and get help where needed. Her sons were reported to be supportive, and there are rumors about friends and close allies trying to rally around her privately. Yet, despite all of that, the spotlight stayed on Jamie Lynn's post more than Britney's legal news. That's how much symbolism people read into it. Whether Jamie Lynn intended any of this, or whether she's just oblivious to the way the internet interprets these things, people are talking. They're debating. They're dragging. They are creating memes. They are sharing screenshots. They are asking, was the rehab song a jab? Was it tone deaf? Did she just show her true feelings? And here's the twist. Jamie Lynn hasn't publicly explained why she chose that song. No caption that mentions support. No apology for bad timing. No clarification at all. Just the post, the music, and the internet guessing like crazy. Fans have gone so far as to say she can't read the room. Like someone so completely removed from empathy, so disconnected from the context of her sister's situation, that she posts something that feels like the complete opposite of what the world expects. And that's what makes this story so curious, so dramatic, and so impossible to ignore. Because when you think about it, if this post was innocent, if it was just a random song choice, why not clarify it? Why not post something supportive? Why not acknowledge your sister's hard time? Why choose, of all songs, Rehab at a moment like this? Nobody has an answer yet. And right now, fans are waiting, watching, and speculating. Is this the beginning of even more family drama? Is this a signal of a deeper rift? Is this a coincidence, or something else entirely? Whatever the truth is, one thing is certain. This is one of the most talked about celebrity social media controversies in recent memory. And the internet isn't letting it go. So tell me, what do you think Jamie Lynn was trying to say with that post? Was it innocent? Coincidence? Or something more? Let me know in the comments.